the podcast that's finally back with a good franchise movie or a set of movies, as has been told to me by some of our friends. Finally, you're doing movies that we want to watch again. We are doing Indiana Jones, and obviously we're kicking it all off with the one that started it all, Raiders of the Lost Ark. We are
And
joined.
who are you again, sir?
Oh, I'm Luke.
Okay, I'm Chris.
And we're special guest Adam.
Yes. Hello.
Magic 96 on YouTube. Where else are you, Adam?
Instagram Movie Magic 1996. I guess 96 was 10. But yeah, Luke and Chris, thank you so much for having me on, and I'm excited to talk about such an amazing movie tonight.
Awesome. And for the viewers, I didn't know we were talking Indiana Jones today. I just dressed like this. No, I'm just kidding. I did. And this is my pathetic rendition of, like a Walmart off-color. Maybe if it was black and white, this would look acceptable. Indiana Jones. So
there you go.
I'm happy to be here with you. It's kind of a little more Latin flavor as we were discussing off mic, but here we are. So let's get into it. The Raiders. Can I look like that?
So I'll get us started with just a little bit about the movie. Obviously directed by Steven Spielberg. Have you heard of him? Produced and co-written by George Lucas. Have you ever heard of him? And majority of the movie written by Lawrence Kasdan. Ever heard of him? He is the guy that also wrote the
film called The Empire Strikes Back.
And he wrote this basically as a to show Lucas what he could do, and basically won the ability to write Empire Strikes Back off of this movie. There's a famous transcript of basically Spielberg and Lucas and Kasdan just talking through this, going beat by beat, basically by set pieces. And then they filled all the dialogue, all the stuff that's not just Indy running from stuff around it. And this is just an absolute cultural, it blew everyone away. I don't think I have to express that anymore because we're all here now, 30 years in the future, and this movie still means a ton to people. Adam, what did this movie mean to you after the first time you saw it and then revisiting it?
It meant a lot. I honestly saw Star Wars first. I guess a bunch of people did. So I knew obviously Harrison Ford as Han Solo. I actually have a fun story. My parents saw this in the theaters, and they're not as big movie fanatics as I am. But they saw it in the theaters, and their fun story goes, they got to the theater late. And obviously back in the day you had to, pick your seat. You didn't get to reserve anything. So they got to the theater late, and they were in the front row. And then obviously the beginning of the movie with the boulder coming at them, their necks are like this. But such a great film. I really can't remember the first time I saw it. But like you were saying, just to piggyback off of it, Harrison Ford had such a run. If you think about it, Harrison Ford had I could get the years wrong, but I think it was Empire Strikes Back, Raiders, and Blade Runner.
I think Blade Runner was 86 and this is 81. So, and then 83 for Empire. So yeah, it's like a 5-year run.
80 is what? So it says The Empire Strikes Back 1980. I think that's right.
Empire is definitely 80 because Star Wars is 77.
So
80 is, and then 83.
Raiders may have been written before, but it was released after the second Star Wars.
Yeah, he's the old version of Chris Pratt, right?
Right.
So, Chris, when did you watch this film first? What does this film mean to you?
So when I was a young lad, I do also Adam. I don't remember the first viewing or anything like that. But like most young, suburban boys, this was great. I loved it. This, I think, it's got the the creepiness at times, or it was like perfect scare level for like a little child.
Oh yeah.
And like, you know, this pulpy serial story where you're just like, oh my gosh, this guy can do anything. He's the smartest guy ever, gets all the babes, and is, you know, constantly doing athletic feats. He's got it all.
He gets punched in the face like 47 times.
So many punches.
Multiple concussions and just keeps trucking.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Nazis. So
who does?
You know, so yeah, I was, you know, I think it was very traditional in my experience of just being like, oh yeah, this is great. I think we'll talk about this, but I wonder if I saw Last Crusade first, just because of like that was right in the age range where I might have like seen Crusade in theaters, maybe saw Raiders right before, and then Temple of Doom has always been this like weird second installment that is kind of separate from the other two in the trilogy. And I do think that, you know, Last Crusade does copy a lot of the same beats as Raiders, which is, you know, it's fine. It was a great, you know, just like like an old timey story brought in with Hollywood action, Hollywood money, very charismatic actors, and there it is. This is Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I liked it.
Yeah, and I think the movie rewards obviously future viewing, but I think I feel like I grew up not just with this movie, but I appreciate different things about it now. Like, I'll admit that when I was a younger movie cinephile, I ragged on Steven Spielberg, much like I dismiss a lot of James Cameron. What an idiot. But in my elder years, I've learned to appreciate the Spielberg, and gosh, watching this movie is just like a masterwork. Like, the camera's always in the right spot. It is one of those films that you can pause at any moment and it looks like a picture. And that is the director working. And again, like I said, putting the camera exactly where it needs to be to get the action in the shot. And this movie has a ton of action, and it is just moving constantly until it doesn't. Then it stops for a little bit, lets you rest, pick it back up, and then moves again. And I think the set pieces in this are so masterfully done. You know exactly where we are. I talked about this in Alien, where no matter where you are on the ship, because of the work that is put in earlier in that film, you know exactly where you are. This is a globe-trotting affair where we are in multiple locations around the world, and you always know exactly where you are, why you're there, and, you know, just left wondering, how is Indy going to get out of this one? Like, Chris, I love the serialized stuff because it is like watching a serialized story happening over a movie.
Yeah, and that's their influence, right? Because I also listened and, you know, read into those tapes that are available, and yeah, just wanting to make the Saturday morning serials that they were so big fans of, but then, like, you know, they were also the machines of new Hollywood family entertainment magic that, like, just this is a brand new thing, so we'll put these kind of, you know, old classic, tried and true premises under this lens, and we'll make a modern American blockbuster classic, which they did. One
of the filmmaking tidbits that I was able to find out is that cinematographer Douglas Slocum, this guy was old school. So he didn't use a light meter, which is basically just a device that will let you know where the shadows are going to be and how, if you've lit the scene that you're going to shoot well enough. This guy is like, I don't believe in that. You know, I fought in World War II, baby. So he
like,
used,
right, the sun's going down. There's a draft.
You use the medallion only.
That's it. Yeah.
So what he says is that he would hold up 3 fingers. I don't know how he would do this, and judge exposure based on him blocking light with his 3 fingers. And the movie is lit perfectly. Like,
wow,
like really Game of Thrones season 7 or whatever the last season of that show could have learned a little bit from Douglas Slocum. Maybe they should have stuck those 3 figures in the air, figured out how to light a scene.
Shout out Douglas.
Yeah, love Doug. Great guy. Yeah, I mean, this film from a technical standpoint is brilliant. The storytelling, it is what it is. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
I'll get more into it in the third movie, which I think I may have some dissenting opinion about. I think this movie is basically flawless. But I can, like I said, with growing with the film, there is some goofiness to it, which I still love, but there is a little bit of camp to the Indiana Jones that you have to be okay with.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting experience of starting with it young and then growing older and watching it. Is I think at the time I was like, this is straight serious awesomeness. The entire, like, I didn't really get that there was any kind of, the camp. I didn't really know what that was. That was just what I thought was good.
Now, something I did not figure out, which is a dumb way to start a question to give to your panel, essentially, is that I didn't look to see why the whip was chosen as the Indiana Jones weapon. Obviously, he uses a gun too, but where did the whip come in? Adam, do you know anything about that?
No. What about you, Chris?
Some basic thing, like they wanted it to be kind of like a samurai sword, but they didn't want to use a sword, and so but it was kind of, that was maybe
It was like a medieval knight homage.
yeah.
I like that.
And Lucas was just like had major kink stuff that he couldn't get out there. But speaking of, I mean, talking about Lucas and some of his decisions, we can get to that a little later about his prerogatives of storytelling. Yeah, so I don't know, the whip, the origins of the whip. That's
Yeah. Speaking of the origins of the whip, let's get to the origins of this movie. We'll start with our opening scene, one of the great opening scenes in cinematic history. We have Indy leading a team through the jungle. He gets to this temple. He has to figure out all the booby traps involved in this temple to get to a golden idol. He does the great idol switch. That doesn't work. And then we get, like Adam was saying, the great rolling ball, all of the booby traps being released. We have Alfred Molina betraying him. God damn it, Alfred. Chris, the entire time I was watching Alfred Molina in this movie, I was just thinking, motoring. What's your price?
Ow! Don't even know the words. Don't even matter. That's awesome.
I love Alfred Molina, and
Treasure.
I love Boogie Nights. So yeah, gets all that, gets out. We meet kind of the bad guy. I mean, not the ultimate bad guy. The Nazis are the ultimate bad guys, but we meet Belloc, who is a archaeologist just like Indy and into finding different treasures, has kind of been riding Indy's coattails, it seems like, taking advantage when Indy is not, or basically letting Indy find all of this stuff, and then he just steals it from him, it seems like. And Indy then has to run away from a group of tribesmen that Belloc has instructed to kill Indy, and he gets to the plane, and we're off. What do you guys think on this opening part of the film?
Adam, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I think it's pretty flawless. I mean, again, you just the rolling boulder, whatever you want to call it, the idol, the booby traps. I mean, that first, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or so is iconic. It's just, there's not much really to say about it. It's so cool. And it just really, for a movie that's 40 something years old, and movies like that didn't always start with the action, but this one started with the action.
Yeah, and it starts with mystery too.
Spielberg's really good with the pacing for these. I
love that they don't show Indy's face until like it's absolutely necessary at the start. Like you just see him, his head's always cut off. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of talking a little bit here and there, giving commands and stuff, and then you get the full reveal.
Don't let him see the shark too soon, you know? It's
right.
The same idea. You gotta hold it back. So I like the set pieces that it's drawn around the set, or like that was organized around these set pieces. It kind of, not only is it good for the action, but it's almost like, I don't know, like a an amusement park ride or something. Like, we got to make sure there's something crazy that they get to see every 20 minutes or so. Real quick question. And so the opening scene, great. He eyeballs the sand. I was wondering if there was a better way that he was trying to, but he's just like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Do you think it was too heavy or too light?
Well,
that's a great question.
If he's ditching some of the sand, it was the sand was too
Well,
heavy.
but he thought it was. He might have been wrong. He could have had it like nuts on. Like he could have absolutely have had it right. But we'll never know. It's a great unanswered question. But like, it does beg the question.
Yeah,
like,
I
was
think
it too heavy or too light?
It's very true. I don't know, but he definitely doesn't eyeball it well. And then okay, wait. The aspect of you get your like famous stuff that's now been shown in other movies, but like like hand me the idol, like throw me the whip, hand me the idol. And like it's like, and he's like, okay, he's like, I'm going to get, like, and he runs away. He's nefarious, like that's establishing these things that were probably started in the old serial shows, but then made a little more famous and mainstream here. Also, Indiana Jones. We're just talking about the French, whatever his name is, the French archaeologist.
Belloc.
He's stealing the things from Indiana Jones, getting the credit. Is Indiana Jones a good guy? I mean, we know that Indiana Jones is not like working for Nazis, so we like that. But isn't he also just kind of like going to cultures and taking things? I know that like it's positioned like he's doing it for good reason. But
so there is background on the character that he was originally written as more of a shadowy figure, more of a bad guy, more of like are we supposed to trust this guy? Anti-hero type character.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up smoothing it out. They wanted this to be a blockbuster. I think that could be the answer to a lot of the questions, is they wanted it to be a blockbuster, so they had to just smooth out some of the rough edges.
They were saying like a smart James Bond.
Yeah.
Not the James Bond.
Well, I was like, I can't call this the American James Bond because Mission Impossible is the American James Bond. But this is very Bond-esque in like what's going, like one man versus the world, and you're like, how is this guy the most important person in the world right now?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just the Superman type of this. Yeah, this guy can take them all on. Yeah, so I mean, it starts off with a bang. It's obviously this super classic, scene.
Yeah, and they established the fear of snakes immediately. The guy just
why did it have to be snakes?
He just has to have his pet boa constrictor in the front seat there. I love Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford yelling.
Okay,
this movie is amazing.
That's one of my major notes. One of my only major notes on rewatching this was his dad yells. Like, it reminds me like when your dad just loses his shit, and it's like, because it's not like I feel like many actors in these movies, they kind of like do
the performative, yeah.
They do a yell, but it's like, okay, it's not like kind of scary. They'll just be like, shut up! Like it's like your dad just hit his like nail, it hit his finger with a hammer. Yeah, and he's just like, he's not okay. Things are not well.
Your dad's out back mowing the lawn and yelling at an invisible force out there that is restricting him.
There's a sense of surprise and rage in every time he yells, and
that's the goofiness we were talking about before.
Yeah,
I think so. Yes, because it does have the comedic effect, and it was supposed to, right? Like I think,
something I caught this time around that I wouldn't have brought up if I didn't rewatch the movie was Indiana Jones constantly gets reminded by people around him that he picks horrible people to trust. And he does that constantly throughout this movie. Like that dude he carries around the monkey for whatever, and that monkey is Sieg Heiling and trying to give away his spot constantly. And he keeps hanging around with his monkey.
Yeah, do you think that almost like a nod to the James Bond influence of these characters that'll turn on you and you don't know who to trust, and
he's it's his character flaw, is that he's willing to trust people that say they can help him, and most of the time they betray him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that speaks to me, really, personally.
So now we get to the non-set piece. We got to establish some stuff. So we see Indy in the classroom, which is dominated by female students. I wonder why. I'll just say this up top. This is the most attractive that Harrison Ford has looked in his entire life, is in this movie, in my opinion. I know that is different than other people's opinions that I've heard. I'm obviously not a woman, so I can't really give that full qualification, but he is hot.
Did you see him as Red Hulk, though?
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I heard that was pretty sexy as well. But maybe a second fiddle to this one. Yeah, he's very.
If he could be Indiana Jones outside of the gym and then Red Hulk in the gym with me, I think we get along.
Yeah, man.
You'd have to constantly change your weights when you worked in with him, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You'd be at a lot heavier per rep.
Yep.
He's at the height of his powers here, Harrison Ford.
And a bunch of fun little bits that go on here. We get introduced to Marcus. That's kind of his main contact guy. He's the one that gives him the jobs to do, helps get the funding and all that sort of stuff. And they start talking about the Ark. Now, it doesn't make any sense to me, and it's just how movie magic works, that if people had the amount of knowledge that they have about the Ark throughout this movie, why they weren't looking for it sooner, and why it all has to happen at this time. But I digress. He is talking to him about it. Indy is like, oh, there's this person that I used to know that has this, circular bronze disc that we're going to need if we're going to find the Ark of the Covenant. So he's got to go to Nepal, and we are introduced to Marion, who is the best indie girl.
She is.
Which is not saying a lot. Can we I feel like Indiana Jones series is not known for the babe fest, right? Like, isn't Sean Connery the babe in the third one?
They switch him to blondes for Temple of Doom and
wasn't that Spielberg's wife in Temple of Doom?
I think it was.
It's about
Spielberg has had many wives, I believe.
Yes, but it does turn. I believe it's someone that he does marry in the writing of that movie. He was going through a divorce to whoever he was with prior to that.
I think that's the confusing thing that I always forget when I go from Raiders to Temple of Doom. I believe Temple of Doom takes place before Raiders.
Yep,
I think
that's the prequel.
That's the reason why Marion isn't in it. But she's very, I can't remember her name from Temple of Doom. She's just very annoying the whole film.
She is supposed to be the clingy girlfriend that her only job within the movie is to get into dire situations and have Indiana Jones save her while she's screaming.
Right.
Whereas our introduction to Marion here is her taking down some dude in a drinking contest, holding her own, yelling at Indy for breaking her heart. And we get into some stuff here.
Is Indiana Jones a sexual predator? Is what we have to ask ourselves, because it is brought up that they are the past.
They had a relationship. He was a protege of her father,
early 20s, and she was 10 years younger, but she knew what she was doing.
Very, very great.
We'd have to know at what age this occurred. If it was like 30, he has his doctorate. You're probably not done with your doctorate until what, like 26, 27 years old.
You can imagine.
Maybe then,
but that's okay.
Maybe then he starts working with her father, and it's 18.
Either way, it's creepy. Either way,
it's creepy. They specifically tried to get away from this. What's interesting, and I think the funniest part of this, is I guess when you listen to the tapes of them spitballing conversations, that idea is brought up. Like, oh yeah, we'll make them. They used to have they had a lurid love affair in the past, and Spielberg is like, oh yeah, like maybe she was like 16, and Lucas was like, "That's not very interesting. How about 12?"
Right.
And like that, I'm not paraphrasing, but
George.
shit you not, that is like that's what they allegedly happened.
Well, it's the Anakin Padme thing. He's 9, she's like 14, 15, a little bit in reverse. So
Lucas, what are you gonna do?
what a guy.
So probably not though, and I guess there was more to the story they wrote to kind of like dress up that past relationship. And as the production went on, they're like, "Kill that."
Yeah, let's get that.
Somebody tapped them on the shoulder and said, "We can't. Let's."
We don't think it's. I know it's 1978, but still, like that's
right.
Didn't do this.
But it is encouraging, at least, that Marion, as she is written for the movie that we see today, is holding her own. She basically tells Indy off for what he did to her, and isn't okay with it. That like he did manipulate her in a way, and the age was a part of that. And he robbed her of her, first love, childhood crush type thing, and has like turned her into a cynical lady that owns a bar in Nepal and is challenging people to drinking contests. Like, it's very well established that Indiana Jones ruined this lady's life, but that she has come out the other side stronger, better, and extremely capable. She is an extremely capable person. We then get into the bar fight, kind of our first hand-to-hand combat, guns firing action scene. I don't think Indy would have been able to get out of that room with a bunch of machine guns and him just shooting a pistol, but it is what it is. Fun action scene. We get to meet I'm gonna have to find that character's name, but the dude in the all black Nazi who gets his face burned off.
Major Arnold
Renee?
Belloc? Ronald
No,
Lacey.
it's not Belloc. No, it's Tote. His name is Tote.
Totes.
Yeah, played by Ronald Lacey. That's our first introduction to this guy, and we get the full kind of impact of what the Nazis, and they will not rest until this is accomplished. Very weird that he burns his hand and then goes screaming out of the building. And then I think it's either Marion or Indy just picks it up with a handkerchief. It's like, no big deal.
That's funny. It's funny. I remember that was that's a memorable part from that movie when, for whatever reason, Nazi screaming. You want to get that in early. You want to get in your Nazi punishments, like Home Alone. You want to hit the bad guys. It's like, okay, we're not going to really give it to him yet, but you want to see him burn his hand real bad?
Little pieces to keep you satisfied.
Yeah,
I love the last kill where Marion shoots a dude in the back, but Indy hears the gun go off as the bad guy is pointing the gun at him, and he like checks himself, and then the blood starts coming out of the guy's mouth, and he falls back, and it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, he's really a great, charismatic leading man to do all this stuff. Right place, right time. I mean, it is different than Han Solo, but it's bringing a lot of the same energy. And it's just, it's like this prime.
Do we want to hash it out right now? Is Harrison Ford better as Indiana Jones or as Han Solo?
I think he's better as Han Solo.
Yeah, it's hard because it's the main character and it's his franchise, or it's, sure, he's the main character, but he's not Luke, obviously. So, I mean, I guess you could say, do I like Star Wars better? Yes. But is he better as Indiana Jones? I would say yes.
All right. That's how I feel too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just this, it's the same idea of a role. Just, he's like doing it as like the second lead or like, the whatever. He's not the main guy.
Yeah, I get it.
Think about it too. I mean, Luke can check this out for me, but he was like 40 when this came out. So he's not like he's not like, I don't know. It took time for him to be, I mean, he does American Graffiti and stuff like that and meets George, but it takes time for him to get famous, so to speak.
You know who the number
one? Yeah, he was a carpenter just bumming around in LA, like grabbing jobs here and there. But yeah, that was like his main, is that he would like make stuff for people's houses.
Good for him.
Says, where is it? He was born in 42. This movie came out in 81. So yeah, he was 39, 40.
39? Yeah. Wow, good for him.
So yeah, late to the scene from a movie star perspective, but then, like Adam said earlier, just takes the world by storm and
Do you know who
goes on a
originally
20-year run.
Do you know who
Oh,
they
go ahead.
originally wanted to be? Who they originally wanted to be Indiana Jones?
Shoot.
No.
I'm gonna guess it is. Hold on. It is. Nope. I got this. Nope. It's Tom Selleck.
Yeah, it's Tom Selleck. And yeah, that they then he couldn't do it, and they kind of that they got this guy. It just everything struck at once. I think that's probably the most insane part of it too, is what these few years of his life were like, because it is, so fast.
So Selleck was offered the role. CBS refused to release him from his Magnum PI contract, so they fell back to Ford. Like, it was Selleck's role, and he just couldn't get out of contract for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And but like it, who knows what it would have been like if Selleck would have taken the role. Would it have hit as well? Maybe. I think the filmmaking is good enough that you could have probably put anyone in. Would it be as iconic? I don't know.
Maybe.
Chris with that hat, you could have been Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you.
You barely have to act, really. You just have to run around scared the entire time.
And scream once in a while. That's
I hate snakes.
Do it. Yep. No. So, the kids are like, what's happening?
Scared.
Doing my Indiana Jones impression, guys.
But yeah, we got to move on to Cairo because that's our next stop. He collects Marion up, and she's like, you got yourself a partner now. And so she's coming along for the ride, and they meet Sala, played by the incredible John Rhys Davies. He's so good. I love this role in particular. He's just so nice and welcoming and opening. And he is the one friend that like Indy can trust, even though he does kind of screw up the whole get him on a boat that is safe to get him back to London or whatever, wherever. Definitely didn't think that one through, Sala. Maybe do some vetting on who the captain is.
You can like trust him, but he's not good at his job.
Yeah,
sure.
He's the lovable idiot, so to speak.
He's like the connect guy, and you're like, is this gonna work? I don't know, but he's my guy.
And he's just such a warm welcome. Indy, my dear friend.
And basically, Cairo is just a gigantic set piece. We get a couple breaks in the action, but this is largely Indy and Marion being chased around by the Nazis through the bazaars and the streets of Cairo. We get a monkey involved. I love when a monkey gets involved. Throw a capuchin monkey in anywhere, especially a capuchin monkey that's Sea Kyling. Incredible.
Yeah, shout out to Dunstan Checks In, another great monkey movie.
Dunstan Checks In.
What's the one with Clint Eastwood where he's like a bare knuckle boxer that travels with an orangutan? Just blow your guys' mind. That's
$1 Million Baby.
What?
Million Dollar? No. Okay.
Yeah, and then it breaks his neck on a stool.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Sorry to spoil $1 Million Baby for any of those that haven't seen it.
Yeah, don't skip it. It's just
Clint Eastwood breaks his neck on on the side of the ring at the end. It's very sad.
And he's fighting a monkey?
Yeah.
Full circle.
What?
But man, dude, the monkey though, Oscar-worthy performance. The tears that it shed when it realized what had happened to Clint at the end of that movie, unbelievable. Like,
forget about it.
That monkey became Bubbles, and he was Michael Jackson's monkey, and it's just full circle.
You don't know these things until you listen.
The Rotten Tomato fact of the day.
Yeah, I mean these are small. Hollywood is super small. Everybody.
He's also that same monkey then played the chimpanzee in Nope, that murdered all those people in the TV studio.
Chris's evil monkey that lives in his closet in Family Guy.
Oh yeah, another great monkey. Monkey brains are eaten in Temple of Doom. I don't know.
That's true.
Actual monkeys. Of course, I mean
we're actual monkeys harmed in this scene.
12 monkeys.
12.
It's right there in the title. There are monkeys in 12 Monkeys, right?
There are.
There are.
Indeed.
I don't know about if there's 12, but there are.
They've kind of taken over the New York cityscape.
Yeah, the whole zoo takeover thing.
Yeah.
Okay, monkeys in movies. I mean, King Kong. Come on, King
The
Kong.
monkey, yeah, the monkeys, yeah.
The monkey. That was the latest new self-proclaimed king of horror, Osgood Perkins movie. Where I feel like the jury's out, but he does have a new one coming out. Like it's already out. I don't know, but the monkey was okay.
It was okay. Yeah.
There are Osgood Perkins stands out in the world, guys. So
Oh,
no, I mean they're fine. I just like I don't know. I think his movies are like fine, but it's not like oh my gosh, geez.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
He had a little cameo in the film. He was like the uncle or something.
Oh really?
Yeah, in the monkey.
So let's see if you guys know your Indiana Jones trivia.
Oh boy.
Why was it decided during the part of the action scene where the guy's twirling the sword and Indiana Jones just like shakes his head and shoots him? Why did that occur?
I think. Oh.
Go ahead, Adam.
Beep, beep.
Yeah,
for
right.
$500, I believe.
What is a buy a vowel? No, I think the rumor is that he was sick and he was supposed to learn, like, he was supposed to do choreography or something, and I don't know if he was sick or not, but he was just like, yeah, forget this, and he shoots him, and it became iconic.
Yeah, he essentially had like the traveling stomach bug that people get when they visit foreign countries and drink water that's not theirs. And yeah, was just completely wiped and drained. Didn't want to do the choreography, and essentially, I don't know who made the ultimate decision, but they're like, it would be a fun gag if Indy was just so fed up with this that he just shot the dude.
Yeah, I heard that there was originally a move. Yeah, like I think you're mentioning, Adam, like where you're supposed to use the whip to like have the guy's gun shoot himself or something crazy. And then that they didn't want to do it. And then Steven Spielberg was like, this is great. And he's making things simple. And that's what he does. He's a simple man.
He is. And I mean, it still works as a gag, even though you know it's coming every single time. Because Indiana Jones is nothing but the everyman. You're able to put yourself in his shoes. And yeah, I would be so sick of running away from people and having this gigantic dude twirling a sword at me and I have a gun. I'd be like, yeah, I'm sick of this.
But that's what's so cool about like older movies. I feel like nowadays they would go like, okay, no, we're just going to wait till tomorrow and film it when he's not sick. But back in the day, they, for whatever reason, right, they're just like, no, we're going to keep that in. And same thing with Jaws, right? We're going to keep in that the shark doesn't work. We're not going to refilm this and do whatever. And then it becomes iconic. So I love that they keep stuff like that in when, you know, nowadays they would just CGI it or do whatever they had to do. So
absolutely.
Yeah, some of the best like stuff from movies typically starts as a mistake. And it's creative people working around a mistake. And that's where the true magic comes in. This scene does end tragically with Indiana Jones thinking that Marion, who has been trapped in a wicker basket that has been loaded aboard a truck that then explodes, and Indy has caused it to explode in a way. So he believes he's killed Marion. Very sad. Does not take it super hard. He's
been here before.
He is drinking and staring off into space, but he gets quickly turned back around as the mission continues. He ends up, you know, there's more non-action stuff that happens in Cairo that essentially gets us back to Sala and Indy figuring out that the Nazis are looking in the wrong spot of Cairo for the Ark. They figure it out super fast. It's, you know, it's that hole over there. You can literally see the Nazis where they're doing it in the distance. They're like, have you guys ever seen this hole? If you look down into it, it does look like a place where they've recreated Jerusalem. And, you know, if you know any of the lore, you would know just by looking down there. Great stuff. Again, with the why, is that the one where it's like, why are the floors moving?
I believe so. I mean that because they get locked down there, right? That eventually they're trapped down there.
That's and then they throw Marion down there too.
Marion's down there. It's a whole thing.
I think it might be a different hole because it's after he first goes into the original hole, holds up the staff, does the light, grabs the measuring tape. I don't know how he got measuring tape down there. Must be in a satchel. Yeah. And marks off the paces, so he knows exactly where this thing is supposed to be. Sala has had some issues as he's been commandeered by the Nazis, but ends up circling back around, throwing down a collection of flags with a Nazi flag at the bottom to haul Indy up. Indy then gets to do the fun thing where he has the face covering like he's Arab, and then stumbles into Marion's tent, finds out she's alive. Great interaction where he originally is like, I gotta save you, as normal. And then is like, wait, it's a way better idea if they don't know that I found you, or else they're going to be looking for me. So you got to stay here. Great little bit.
Yeah. It always keeps, there's always interesting things happening, predicaments, fun set pieces, things like that. It moves very well. It moves well, for sure.
So yeah, it is a different hole because they then have to go to where the Ark is located, which is in the Well of Souls.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where they are cast down into Marion, Indy, and Sala, and they eventually find the Ark. It then gets
the Ark.
It gets intercepted, the MacGuffin of the movie, the Ark. Although, is it technically a MacGuffin because it does have power? It's not just a useless object that drives the story forward. Count it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like Belloc has done in the past, he lets Indy do all the work, steals the reward, and we are racing towards the end of this movie, but that's where we're sitting right now.
Yeah. I think that it's not, the action's good. This is maybe, I like when there's more Nazi fighting in cars and tanks and things, which is going to happen, next. So, not bad. Nice little desert setup there, just ravishing the Egyptian village as they are, plowing through it, taking it all down. You get your snakes, you get your traps, you get your sundial action.
I do like that the movie takes its time to explain one thing that could be brought up by an audience member, which is that there seems to be a lot of people dying and not a lot of reaction from the community, with them watching people shooting and being chased constantly. And I think Indy says at one point, even to Belloc, or Belloc says it to him, as like, they're going to let us white people shoot each other all we want. They don't care. Like, as long as we're not killing Arabs, all good. Do whatever you want.
That's fine. That's no problem by them.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to get, in the middle of a Nazi versus America fight? You don't want to get in the middle.
Not many folks, right? I mean, it's just like, let them at it. Just
the Italians tried, pushed back. The Japanese tried.
No, not quite. Do not hit the door. You want the two craziest white superpowers? You know where to go.
Back-to-back world champs, baby.
Woo! Yeah, it's real, just Yankees, Red Sox situation. That's a fine. Is that a fine?
That's a good metaphor. Yeah, that's a good. I like that. Well done, Chris. Man that watches no sports.
I watch a lot of football.
Oh, that's true. You are a football head. This is a fantasy Adam, this is a fantasy football mind like you've never seen in your life.
Oh boy, I'm trying to get your. I'm trying to figure it out, Luke. Well, I don't want to say on live where you're from, but you're from somewhere that's not Chicago. But you yes. I had to catch myself there, but yes. And you have the Cubs hat on. So okay, so are you a?
I live close enough to Chicago that it's not super weird, and I think Chris can attest to that.
Okay.
Yeah. But it is weird. It is weird, and it is brought up quite often, Adam, with people in my life.
I like teams that are not associated with New Jersey, so I understand.
Yeah. But yeah, I wear a Cubs hat. I am a Packers fan, if that narrows it in. So it is a weird world, and I try to straddle.
What a weird Eagles game.
I was there. I was there last night.
You there?
It was
wow. What a strange game.
So fun to watch. So little scoring. Just was like, another half scum. Nope, nothing
right.
at all.
Did you stay to the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we stayed until there was a really weird, because I think when you're not watching it on TV, some of the weird penalties aren't really you're like, what? I don't understand what's happening right now.
Right. They don't announce it.
play happened.
What was the name of the Titans quarterback that was replaced obviously this year, who was really, really terrible?
No, I don't remember already.
I'll think of it eventually, but that's what Jordan Love played like.
That information's left my brain for now. But yeah, also like they had bad receivers. The receivers were not doing any favors. The calls weren't good. But yeah, it was real boring. I mean, it was close though, so you kind of had that since the Eagles were also so constipated. And you got the one touchdown, so like you had something to kind of celebrate over.
Eagles, man.
And I can't believe, Chris, that you drove all the way from South Dakota to go to the Packers game. That's incredible.
That's right. I went all the way.
Got to throw some more disinformation so people don't know where we actually live.
That's what we like to do on the internet, right? I'm definitely a big South Dakotian, but I love going to Limbo.
Yeah, and that is relatively close to Chicago. If you don't know anything about the Midwest, they're basically neighbors.
Yeah.
So we get to, probably the best action stretch of this movie, starting with the Nazi airfield. We get the fist fight around that Nazi jet fighter or whatever it is. Marion getting in on the action. We then get into a truck chase with the Ark of the Covenant in the back of it. Indy doing some driving, doing some punching, doing a lot of kicking, trying to knock people out of vehicles. And then we get eventually to our resting spot where Bullock and Indy have a face-off. There's a rocket launcher involved. Bullock calls Indy's bluff, and we'll stop there. What do you guys think about this action set piece?
Brought me back to being a kid and how much, it's like the perfect amount of like, I don't know, like violence and adventure. Like it's not too much at all, but it's still like, it's kind of brutal. Like they're punching. I mean, the guy, of course you don't see it, but he, his head goes into a plane, the airplane propellers there. That's kind of intense. So it walks the line, I think, so perfectly, which is something that Spielberg does, right? Like he finds the sweet spot where it's like kind of edgy, but also not edgy at all and pretty much fine for families. So you get that happening. I mean, yeah, it's the scenes where they're crawling under the car and all that. They find plenty of fun stunts to do. I remember when I was a young boy, I went to the Indiana Jones stunt show at
Disney World?
Disneyland or Disney World, or I don't know, maybe it was MGM Studios. It was MGM Studios. Awesome. So I mean, that's what this is all about, just doing some crazy stunts, and I mean, this was just right up my alley as a young man.
I love watching. It's funny how you talking about before, Luke, when you first saw the film and stuff like that. So I would have seen Raiders of the Lost Ark before I saw Dawn of the Dead. If you guys are big horror movie lovers like I am, so I wonder if somebody. Spielberg or someone saw Dawn of the Dead and saw the zombie get his head cut off from Flyboy's helicopter and then said, oh, maybe we could do that because that was late 70s and this is early 80s and stuff like that. But it's funny how I think that this came out later, even though I saw it first. And I'm like, oh, no, they actually did that first in Dawn of the Dead 2, 3, 4 years earlier. But
yeah, great directors always crib from other great directors.
Right.
They just go, I like that. I'm taking it. Great artists steal.
They do.
That did make me think of the helicopter scene in 28 Weeks Later.
There was a head.
Michael from Lost just dips the nose of that helicopter down and takes him out.
Man, if only. But I mean, top helicopter scene, Terminator 2, right? Can we just talk about cool helicopter scene?
Oh, amazing.
All right. Shout out to the T2 helicopter scene. Just getting machine gunned. Real hard. All right.
Adam, I do have to ask, because I did ask our last guest this. Is Terminator 2 the greatest action movie of all time?
Yeah, probably. It's either T2 or Die Hard.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
For movies we've covered.
Yeah, we've done those.
Yeah.
Our last guest, Andre, said Mad Max Fury Road, which I couldn't be like, that's stupid. Because it is an incredible action movie, and it will be the movie that is stolen from for future. That and John Wick are just going to get stolen from for the next decade.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I think this is good stuff. You know? But here's, I'm watching this on a Tuesday afternoon by myself. It's kind of gloomy outside. Did I feel the same magic I did as a young buck? Well, no, of course not. I can respect it. I can appreciate what's happening and like kind of admire the little charm. But I'm not who I was.
Yeah, I could say you could be really cynical about especially this particular set piece and be like, it's a little bit repetitive. I mean, do we have to have 5 guys on the back of the truck that are each going to take their shot at, getting Indy out of the driver's seat? There's a lot of time spent on Indy moving the wheel back and forth to knock them off. The practical effects that they were using with Indy going under the truck don't look great anymore. It's also pretty unrealistic to think that somebody could be dragged on gravel for that long and not have any injuries.
Details.
Yeah, I would just say my main criticism would just be that it doesn't look very good. I don't really care about the unbelievability of it. But yeah, I mean, it could look a little bit better, but the pace keeps it going. I think everything with the airplane is awesome. Marion getting in the gunner's seat, taking dudes down. I did want to bring this up here because I've never played these games, but I know they are important games, especially to people. The Indiana Jones Lego game. I watched my younger brothers play this growing up. I never played it myself. By the shaking of your guys' head, I would assume that you guys never got into this. But I know it is a huge deal for a lot of people out there. Lego Batman video game, Indiana Jones. I think they did a Star Wars. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Those games are ridiculously important. Someone was telling me that some of their like fondest moments with Indiana Jones is like their kids got really into the Indiana Jones Lego game, and they would play it. The husband and wife would play it after the kids went to bed because they were like, "This looks awesome." And it was like a bonding moment for them. And I know that my brother and my sister-in-law did that too. So I know it's a cool couples thing that, if you're into those types of stuff, that this is a very bonding, loving experience playing the Indiana Jones Lego game. And it does make me wonder, why haven't they made an Indiana Jones Lego movie?
Not quite popular enough. The Indiana Jones IP does it. The stock, I mean, look at Dial of Destiny. It kind of flopped.
But Lego's still hot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They maybe it's probably a rights thing. Who knows? Like, because it is. I feel like it. Yeah.
Why were they able to make Batman? Is Batman, like, the rights to Batman just way more easier to get than to talk George Lucas and Spielberg into giving anything up? And it's like they were able to make the video game.
It's a better target. It's a better target. Batman's a better target.
I think an Indiana Jones Lego movie would absolutely.
Like, also, you just like whip stuff. I remember playing like a N64 Last Crusade game and wasn't good at it, but you had to like go through the booby traps at the end, and I just died all the time. But what is this? I mean, how does the Lego Indiana Jones game work? Can you explain it to me?
I don't know, but you could because it's goofy, right? So you can like jump on top of people like Mario, and you can like. At least in the Star Wars one, you can your laser and everything. So
you essentially play through the plot of the movie.
Okay. Nice.
There's just more like action and mini stuff to do along the way.
Are there little cute Lego Nazis?
Yeah, you have to like collect Lego pieces.
Oh, look at this little guy.
You have to build ladders to get up to the next level, and you gotta do all the video game stuff.
Here.
If they melt their faces, they change it straight from an E to a T rating real quick.
Yeah, that's true. It's tough. It's tough. This almost was an R-rated movie because they wanted to blow the dude's head up at the end.
Scanner style.
I don't think, or again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there was R rating. I think R rating came out because of Temple of Doom.
PG-13 came out because of that. PG-13 didn't exist.
R always existed.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, PG-13 was not a thing. This movie was rated PG. I saw it watermarked on my Paramount Plus screen. So yeah, this was a PG movie. But PG used to be like essentially the same thing as PG-13, where you could like swear a couple times, no like gratuitous sex scenes, but you could have a little bit more violence than what would normally be in a PG movie now.
Sure. Yeah, they don't really make many PG movies these days.
Yeah, like back in the 70s and 80s, it was either for the family or super R.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the emergence of the teenage moviegoer audience that they were like, oh, we have to do something about this.
Yeah, and I would imagine that slasher films had a lot to do with that. You know, those
Oh,
are probably
really?
more rated R, but they got kids to the theaters.
Sure.
And so there had to be like other stuff for them. And then obviously, what's it, 92 is when Lion King comes out? Or is it 94? 94, Lion King comes out. And then, you know, we actually get what will be known as kids' movie. Like those movies didn't exist.
Oh my God, they totally existed, my friend. Before 1994, we had all kinds of them. The Little Mermaid. We had fucking Aladdin. We had I feel like a new Disney movie like that came out every year almost. Maybe a little lag time. They were always pumping them out. They're just in the face of what we see today. It's not that it's different, but yeah.
Yeah. So the end of the film, we get the obviously the face off with Indy and the rocket launcher. They capture Indy and Marion. They take them to this location where they are going to open the Ark, finally reveal what's inside of it, what the power is. The Nazis have got it. They open up the Ark. It's just sand. But Indy knows what's going to happen. He tells Marion, make sure that you don't look, close your eyes. And then mist appears out of the Ark and ghosts appear and they all die.
Faces melt.
So metal. It was so sick.
It was sick. I remember thinking that it was like, and I think for a long time in life, like the face melting scene at the ends of Raiders, so crazy and gross. And then we passed a milestone. We're like, oh yeah, that looks really dumb and funny. But like clearly, you're like, yeah, because that's just.
It looks like Evil Dead 2.
It does look like some Evil Dead 2 stuff. So right there, the how do you read into the fact that this Jewish tradition killed all the Nazis?
I'm sure they love it.
Yeah. Okay. Fitting.
The power of their God, Yahweh, took them out.
Mm-hmm.
Took the Nazis out. Foiled the Fuhrer's plan.
Do you like how slowly more and more evil Tuduk, is that his name? The French.
Barack.
His name is Barack. Hey, I'm going to steal everything from you, Indy.
Bellic?
Don't do it, Chris. You stop that right now.
That's
for your own protection. It's Belloc. It's Belloc.
Belloc slowly gets more and more evil as by the time that they're opening that Ark, he is like a full raging crazy person. Yes. Which you get to see his little because this is the era of classic movie posters where you just get like a little shot of all the major characters. And his little shot on the poster is him looking just absolutely insane.
He does look well, and the way that his face is lit and the facial acting that he's doing when he's like looking in and like the first like kind of burst of energy into his face, like really great job by that guy. I think he's the best death for sure.
Yeah. A good death.
I also didn't know what the movie was trying to say or do. I would imagine this is a George Lucas thing when the like spirit comes and then it turns into like a face of a angry woman witch thingy. I don't know what that's supposed to be symbolic of.
The spirits of women through the times enacting their spiritual revenge on a handful of Nazis.
For my study of the Old Testament, I don't think women were super involved. So I don't know why it would be a woman's spirit. I think that's really cool. I don't understand why it's there. I'm just going to say George Lucas likes spirits and
young kids. What? No, allegedly.
And then digitally changing who the spirits are later on when he decides to put Hayden Christensen.
Oh, George.
in Return of the Jedi.
I'm here too. Hey guys, it's great. We're all hanging out. Sam's here.
No, George, don't do it.
George, I just want to have like a party at the end. Oh, great. Yeah, he's apparently his wife, the woman he was married to for a long time, edited all of the original Star Wars for him and like essentially made them better.
Yeah, I forget her name, but she's like a titan of editing within Hollywood.
Yeah, and once he didn't have her, he's like, oh, is he good? Or is he just like kind of nutty and really loves world building?
I forget the name of the lady too that does a lot of Scorsese's movies too, but same thing where he's just like, she has fixed so many of my movies. And then we watched, or then I didn't watch, what's the one with the Irishman? And I'm like, you should have got a better editor for that movie.
Horrible CGI.
Is like 80 years old. He like tries to kick that one person, and you're like, no.
Nope. I also didn't know that Bob De Niro played Frankenstein in a Frankenstein movie at one point.
Yeah, well, don't watch it.
Don't watch? All right.
No.
Did you cover all of them? I saw that you had like the 31 before the Guillermo del Toro. Did you do all the Frankensteins?
No, I just did the original and then the new one. But yeah, I didn't like the De Niro one from the 90s. It's too weird.
I did not know that existed. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, do you know who's playing Frankenstein next year?
Christian Bale.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the one about the bride, directed by
Bride of Frankenstein.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, yes, director.
Yeah. Honestly,
that'll be really cool.
I'm glad we're in this renaissance of like, there's gonna be like a new Mummy film. And
they already tried that with our boy.
And failed.
Tom
Cruise. With Tom Cruise.
There's obviously Nosferatu, Invisible Man. There's this whole Wolfman was horrible, so don't watch that. But there's this
Del Toro.
There's this new. I'm sorry, you can go, Chris.
Oh no, the renaissance of like the Universal movie character.
Yeah.
I would love a auteur director to take on the creature from the Black Lagoon or Swamp Thing. Can we get a really artsy Swamp Thing by like Darren Aronofsky? Maybe we will one day. No? Doesn't sound like a good idea. You know who would love Swamp Thing?
Who?
Jimmy Cameron.
Oh
like,
no.
Are we going? We're
water.
close.
Not enough water. Not enough water.
No.
No.
The fact that he's
I'm gonna reboot Aquaman. I have to.
Do you know what James Cameron did? Was he watched Interstellar and was like, Christopher Nolan, you dog. I never even thought to turn an entire planet into water.
There you go.
And that's what he did in the second movie.
Yeah, that's it. And then he's been in Avatar for 25 years. It's pretty insane.
I hate him for it.
Well, Titanic was 97 and 98. It's been over 25 years. That's just disgusting.
He made the greatest action movie of all time, and I love him for it, but he has thrown away the last 25 years of his career.
And of course, Luke, you're talking about Piranha 2.
Oh, that's true. The original Cameron film that really started it all.
True Lies.
The first Terminator movie is also incredible.
Yeah. I love the original.
It's very interesting. I like it too. True Lies, Titanic, and then
The Abyss.
The
Abyss is older, right? And then kind of after Titanic, he just gets sucked into this crazy ass world of.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna do Pocahontas over and over and over again until people get
Space Pocahontas. Yeah.
Space Dances with Wolves.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, he's so many. Okay, well that's it. I won't be seeing Fire and Ash, but you know what? That's a wonderful title. Kudos to the title. Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Love it.
Anyways, it reminds me of going to church, which is what I want to think about when I go to see movies. Yeah. So we'll wrap this thing up. What do we think?
You're never gonna believe it. Indy is able to get back with the Ark to Marcus and all of his people. We get another reminder that Indy trusts the wrong people because even he's like, what are you guys going to do with it? And we see that thing has been stamped with the always good U.S. military. We're going to throw this into our huge warehouse for later and just, pull that out when we need it. I would say that since concurrently to what is historically happening during this movie from a time period standpoint, they are already working on the atomic bomb. I think that is a little bit more effective than the Ark of the Covenant. But hey, man,
That's why they tabled it. They're like, just put that Covenant on ice. I think
we got
something better than God. Okay,
we got a guy named Oppenheimer.
Christopher Nolan, full circle.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Everything comes back to Nolan. Oppenheimer is the best movie of the last 5 years. So
it's phenomenal.
So Adam, usually what we do at the conclusion of these is we give out some awards to the movie. So we are going to go through your favorite scene from the film, your favorite performance from the film, and then who is the overall MVP, what makes this movie really tick. You got to give it to one person or one thing. So Chris, let's get it started. What is your favorite scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I just wanted to answer like that. Just wanted to come in. So my favorite scene will be, of course, the let's go with the fight with the big bald guy with the ends in the helicopter or the propeller death. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, I think maybe if you're gonna like go with pure like icon, you go with like the opening scene. But I think they're all like kind of equally effective in their own way. So yeah, let's just go with that. That'll be mine. And
you don't have to give them all. We'll do it in order.
Okay.
Yep. Adam, what's your favorite scene?
Yeah, I'll go with the opening. I think that it really gets you excited for the movie, and maybe that's, I don't want to say it's the peak of the movie, but like it's memorable. Like people always think about that boulder. Obviously, us movie nerds, like we'll talk about the helicopter and all that stuff, but that's the main thing that people like. This is what happens in the film. So I'm gonna go with the opening.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go, which set piece? I think I'm going to agree with you, Chris. I really like the Nazi airport, into that truck culminating in Indy with the rocket launcher and his bluff being called. I think it's just super captivating. If you wanted to sit a kid down and just have them watch a scene from this, it would either be the opening or that scene, and they would be like, this movie rules.
Yeah, and I don't know how the fighting on cars where that's was
a Bond thing. Like that is such a Bond thing.
Okay, because and I didn't really see the old Bond movies, but yeah, that's like really, really well done and a lot of fun to watch. Pace as well.
Performance of the movie, Adam. What stuck out to you from a performance standpoint? Who takes it home?
Obviously it's his film, so Harrison Ford. What we were saying before, that's probably his. I could say that this is his best performance. You could also say Last Crusade, but if we were going back and forth with Blade Runner, with Han Solo and Star Wars, yeah, I'd probably say Harrison Ford. But I want to give a massive shout out, obviously, to Karen Allen or Marion Ravenwood. Obviously, Sarah Connor and Ripley are like what you think of the quintessential, not final girls, but strong, whatever you want to call them, strong female leads and stuff like that in the 70s and 80s. But, sort of the unsung hero, like you said, she doesn't put up with Indy's crap, and I love it. She's just, she's a fireball. So I love her.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, those are the two big ones. Because Karen Allen just
Sala
react. What?
Sala.
Oh yeah, I know. So I was
Gimli.
Pick Paul Freeman as below
the monkey.
Obviously, if monkeys were, I didn't think they're eligible. Are monkeys eligible? Because then they always win.
Of course,
that's true. Yeah, whatever that monkey's name is, whatever the monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean, we named the monkey Jack.
God damn, so good.
Also a captain monkey.
Well, I think that I'll give it to. Of course, you know who I'll give it to, and I'll give it to John Rhys Davies, Sala.
Nice.
Pretty sure that's okay to say it like that. And he's great. But Karen Allen's over like crazy reactions, and that's very well. It works well against Harrison Ford's more like calm down action hero thing. Works well. A lot of good performances, but especially those three.
All right. My performance of the movie, and I've kind of held my tongue to this point, is Karen Allen. I love Karen Allen. She's my movie crush, at least from this movie. If I could pick one girl, it'd be her. There's a very funny song written by the Keeland Music Company called Karen Jane Allen. And it is just a song about seeing her in the white dress in Raiders of the Lost Ark and how no woman could ever live up to that.
It's going on my Spotify.
It's an incredible song. She's an incredible performer. I love that they brought her back eventually to her rightful spot. Unfortunately, it's in a not super great movie. I wish she could have stayed the indie girl the entire time. But she is the best. She will always be the best. And I love her as the mom in Sandlot, which is my favorite, probably my favorite sports movie. So she is an extremely important person to 12-year-old Luke. She is an extremely important person to 34-year-old Luke. Karen Allen is the greatest.
Wow. Give it up for that. This man, that's as Nicolas Cage would say, that's high praise.
Well, do you want me to make it even more weird? Yes. My mom's name is Karen, so it is kind of a.
Shout out.
Oh.
I know, Mom, that you're going to listen to this. I know you also love Karen Allen's performance in this movie, so shout out to you, Mom. But yeah, she's awesome, and just freckles, white dress, come on, and she can drink dudes under the table. I mean, her introduction scene is incredible. You're just like, who is this lady? I would know everything about her.
Yeah.
MVP of the movie, Adam. Who is? You can pick any of the directors. You could pick Lucas if you want. You could pick Harrison Ford if you really want. Who is the main driving force that makes this movie successful?
My MVP of the movie is the student in the front row, the girl that says "I love you" on her eyelids.
Really committed.
That's it. She stole the show. And no, honestly, it's hard to pick between. I don't know as much as what you were saying before, Luke, if it was if it's Spielberg's or Lucas's movie more. So it's hard to choose. So I'm not 100% sure. I might have to defer to Chris or something. Whose brainchild was this that they wanted to come up with the James Bond sort of esque film? It's one of the two.
I'm glad you asked. I will not provide the exact right answer. From what I understand, it was more Spielberg. George Lucas, I think, had it was something like they ran into each other on a beach after they both had successful movies that were recently out, and they're like, "Yeah, what's going on, George Lucas?" He's like, "I don't know, Steven Spielberg. I am just, I've got some ideas." And they started to talk about the idea for Indiana Jones, and then Spielberg seemed like he had more of a direction and a successful tone, and Lucas is big with the world building and maybe some weird stuff. But I think it was like Spielberg harnessed him. I feel like if we know anything over time is that George Lucas is someone that needs to be managed and has good ideas, but on his own with no restraints, he's not awesome.
If Lucas has someone in his corner helping him bring a world to life, Star Wars is the most important movie made in cinema history. It just frankly is. And if someone wants to argue me on that, go ahead. But Lucas's mind is, it's iconic. But he absolutely needs Spielberg to formalize everything, to give the technical aspects that make this movie last as long as they do. I think this movie has been said, and I tried it out a little bit today, that you could watch this movie without sound, with just the score, basically, but no audio from no dialogue. And the movie makes complete sense. That's Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Kasdan. And so I think I'm going to give my MVP to Spielberg. I think he's maybe he's not like the brainchild of the idea. Maybe he's not like Lucas is maybe why this movie is such a Hollywood smash hit, but Spielberg makes it possible.
I agree. I'll say that. I mean, I'll just say like same. But I mean that's true. I mean, yeah, or you can say Harrison Ford as far as like, oh my gosh, with the right star at the right place, the right amount of charisma, all that stuff. Obviously, that's hugely important. Would be my runner up. So,
Well, and we also know that like Lucas, left to his own devices, makes movies that not everyone loves, and then Spielberg has continued to make movies that people adore.
That's right. You be the judge. You tell me what that means. Should we rate them?
Yep, rating out of 10. We get fancy at them and we throw decimal points in there just because we have to cover so many that it helps to hierarch them. I'll just get mine out of the way.
Do it.
I'm going to give this a 9.4. Did I melt your face off, Chris?
I just felt like someone opened the Ark, and my face was melted. Again, that's high praise.
It's one of the best movies we've ever covered.
All right, Adam, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, probably like a 9.5 or probably 9.5 out of 10. I think this or Jurassic Park is the best adventure film of all time.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get any pushback from Chris on Jurassic Park being one of the great Hollywood movies.
Not at all. No, it definitely is.
Yeah, and man,
it's wonderful.
This movie or Jurassic? I think I gotta go Jurassic Park. Maybe.
Yeah, I do, and it's easy. I mean, this is really great. I can see why, so many people were taken with it. It's a classic American movie. Wonderful. I'll do like a 8.7. I think it's great. Do I want to go watch this again? No. Yeah. But that's because I'm old and whatever. But
yeah, the brutal exists, and you have to continue watching them.
I'm like, is there a Statue of Liberty upside down? Because if there's not, I can't buy in all the way. I need deep, hard, serious, cold.
My mother is very sick.
Very sick. He's got some dad yells.
He does, yeah. We should have gotten Guy Pearce in this. Good Guy Pearce and Indiana Jones.
My God, that would have been. He knows his way around tunnels.
Well, yes, he does. He is the master of those tunnels. He will subject anyone that he finds in there.
Yikes! He will. Woo! On that note.
That's Indiana Jones. Thanks to Adam. You've been awesome.
Thank you.
It's been great getting to know you a little bit through Instagram chatting and stuff like that. We will definitely have you on again. We would love to help out in any way that we could possibly can for your channel. But we've got Temple of Doom coming up. We've got our buddy Sam. He has agreed to join us for Temple of Doom. He really wanted Last Crusade. I was disappointed that we already have a guest book for that. But he's going to come on, do Temple of Doom. And Chris, do we want to do a little bit of a tease? Do we like Temple of Doom?
Okay, this is my honest opinion. I don't know. I don't when I was young, I didn't, because I was like, this one is scary and they rip out hearts and Indiana Jones is mean. Then I don't know. Then I grew up a little, and I wrote a paper on it in college. I think it's a very cool story, like the making of it. I don't know that. I think it's a cool story. It's like Alien 3. It's fun to talk about the background and what went into this big Hollywood thing, and it was so huge at the time. But the actual movie itself is it's mid.
What's your thoughts on Alien 3, Adam?
I hate how I have to remember it, that they kill off Newt and Ripley. Yeah, it's I don't like it. I'd rather see the fourth one with Hellboy and Winona Ryder and all that stuff, Resurrection or whatever it's called. So I hate Alien 3.
Oh boy. Well, Adam, you're not invited back on the podcast anymore. I'm sorry, I have to take
that. You can't get better than Aliens. I mean.
Alien 3 is not a fun watch. It's not.
It's not.
I would watch it.
It's a great story. It's a great story.
I'll watch it again tonight. David Fincher, really doing.
I love those tunnels, brown tunnels. Are we running in brown tunnels? I don't know. We are. I don't. It doesn't matter where we are.
It has the best ending of any Alien movie.
Get away from her,
yeah.
you bitch is pretty iconic.
It's not technically the end of the movie.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's
There is more. Lance Henriksen still has to be saved. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Alien over Aliens fan. I think Aliens is good, and I do like Alien 3, but that's just because I like David Fincher, and I'm like a super apologist for.
And there's an amazing film somewhere in Alien 3.
There is. There definitely is a good film.
Release the cut. Release the feature cut. You heard it here.
You can kind of watch a version that's called it's called like assembly cut because Fincher didn't want his name on it.
And if you like Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones, Charles Dance, he is the highlight of Alien 3. He is incredible in it.
He's just marvelous.
And it has the iconic shot still that everyone thinks is not from Alien 3, but is from Alien 3 and is the most important visual that Alien ever created.
Mouth, other mouth. Love it. I think we should use that shot for like a breath mint commercial, but that's just my commerce mind talking. I'm excited about this. Thank you so much, Adam. It was great to be on the pod with you. Look forward to working with you again soon, as this is a very professional job.
That's right.
And I'll talk to you guys